when he's conquered and won.
Raider Nation, let's go, let's go. Raider Nation, let's go, let's go. Raider Nation, are you ready for some?
They probably have to take a few more snaps than they did last week. A little shaky start for Matt Schaub and the offensive line in particular, and the wide receivers. Maybe they're just not in sync yet, but that good couple of days down in Oxnard hopefully improved everything all the way around, especially their timing.
Schaub was 3 for 7, 21 yards in Minnesota. Michael Rivera flexes out the F position at tight end. Here's a counter handoff to Maurice Jones-Drew. Good seal block by Marcel Reese. Will fight, shift inside, and pick up 3 yards on the first play of the game. Let's check the Raider offensive line. Donald Penn, the new starter, at left tackle. Khalif Barnes will start at left guard, but we'll see Gabe Jackson with the ones. Stefan Wisniewski at center. Austin Howard, longtime tackle, moves inside to guard. Menelik Watson at right tackle. James Jones from Gunderson High makes the start. Maurice Jones-Drew from De La Salle. They're going to be pumped up. Rod Streeter, Michael Rivera, and Marcel Reese. Second down and 7 Raiders. Schaub handoff to Maurice Jones-Drew. Tries the left side where Ndamukong Suh is, and not a lot there. And it'll bring up a third down. Suh and Mosley start at tackle. Nick Fairley benched tonight. George Johnson and Devin Taylor are the defensive end. Stephen Tulloch, the middle linebacker. Ashley Palmer, one outside backer. DeAndre Levy, the other. The corners, Rasheem Mathis, the longtime Jaguar on one side. Darius Slay, a young corner, the other. Kenzie Hedebo is their new strong safety, and Glover Quinn is the free safety. Denarius Moore comes in at a third down, 3 wide receiver look. They put Schaub in the gun. 3 receivers go right, including Michael Rivera. Here's a blitz up the middle from Levy. Schaub throws left. Caught by James Jones on Rasheem Mathis time. And that was the back shoulder that Andre Holmes could not make last week in Minnesota. Yet again, boys, a flag is down on third down. This one against the Lions.
I would hope so.
Holding. Defense number 28.
They're emphasizing that part.
Is off the play.
We know that, Greg. They're emphasizing that part, the holding, the grabbing that shirt. Any part of that shirt that shows away from the body, they're going to throw the flag.
Nice offensive line play. They came on a linebacker blitz. The middle backer, Levy, came. Wisniewski picked him up, and they fanned out to get the rest of the line.
Yeah, they set up a good line of protection for Matt Schaub. He's able to get back there and release the ball, but mainly starting with the protection and picking up the blitz.
Now Schaub avoids the sack, gets it out to Streeter, goes high, and gets spilled by Rasheem Mathis on the Raider 43-yard line. Schaub gets up limping a little bit. He all right? Let's take a look as he play action. Darren McFadden came into the game, and he had to get rid of the ball quickly. He got out of the way, but he went down hard. Stephen Tulloch blasted him. But he's all right. Rod Streeter's so good. Remember last year playing with Terrell Pryor. He's so good in the scramble drill and covering when things get a bit chaotic. 2nd and 4. Raiders go to a pistol, a diamond formation. Quick spin, a handoff to Darren McFadden out of the pistol. And he'll peck forward for a couple. So he had Schaub coaching the shotgun with McFadden behind him, and blocking backs on each side of the quarterback.
Yeah, they just protect the corners on each side, regardless of which way they go. That time there was a little counter move to the right side of the offensive line. Not much of a hole, but he still managed to pick up a yard or 2.
Third down and 2. Khalif Barnes has now left the game, and the Raiders bring in Gabe Jackson to play at left guard. And you may see if they convert this third down, Khalif coming in to play tight end. A bunch formation left, and Denarius Moore singled up, is showing blitz off the corner. Barry McFadden pointing off the blitzing corner that may come. Third down, quick throw out left, catch. Michael Rivera breaks a tackle, cuts inside on Mathis, and dropped finally on the line, 37-yard line. Beautifully done, Tom, on a third down to Michael Rivera on the catch and run.
Yeah, Michael was showing some pretty quick and fancy feet there, Pluck. Catching the little simple out pattern, picked up the first down, and then just made some elusive moves there with the quick dancing feet.
Yeah, he's definitely the receiving tight end of this Raiders offense, and he showed what he can do when he gets out there and makes somebody miss and picks up some extra yards.
18-yard pickup there. Raiders again put Schaub in the shotgun. Reese to one side, McFadden the other. It's a lead play off a different formation. And he picks up about 5. That's the old league play, Tom, but they do it out of a shotgun. McFadden to the right, Reese to the left. Reese goes through, and Darren comes in right behind him.
Yeah, pretty simple play, really, but it's out of a passing formation, so you try to get the line and maybe widen their splits and go up the field so you can get inside the defensive end.
Raiders on the move, starting on their 20. They're inside the Lion 35. 2nd and 4 Raiders. On the Detroit 34-yard line. Schaub under center now. Darren McFadden. And an offset eye. Marcel Reese going to move right to left. Straight drop, 3 steps, throws through the hands of Jones. Intercepted by Hehebo. Running back the other way. Only Penn can stop him, and he will. James Hehebo.
Haters receiver in Golden Tate. It was hot last year, as Jim mentioned, at the end of the year for Seattle, and I'm sure they got him so he could complement Calvin Johnson, who we know is outstanding.
Yeah, he's not going to play tonight. Calvin Johnson coming back from 2 off-season surgeries and a finger to knee. The Lions lost Nate Burleson now with the Cleveland Browns, so they signed Golden Tate. Michael Rivera goes in motion. 1st and 10 Raiders down 6-0. Counter handoff to Maurice Jones-Drew. And he's grabbed from behind by the defensive tackle Mosley. C.J. Mosley, who was starting tonight over Nick Fairley. So we saw MJD plunk on the first series. Then we saw a little bit of Darren McFadden. It'll be intriguing to see how they use MJD and DMC together this year.
Yeah, it will be. They're both very versatile. Both can catch the ball coming out of the backfield. So they're very similar in their styles.
Raiders coming on the line a little slower this series. They were much quicker on their first possession. They were moving well until the tip ball and interception. 2nd down and 7 Raiders on their 22. Again, a shotgun formation. James Jones comes in motion. Stacked behind Streeter. He has hit a shot, and it's incomplete. He got pressure right in the middle of the front there. Jason Jones came in, and Donald Levy, the linebacker, both came. Stephen Tullock was also there, and Matt Schaub got hit, coach, as he threw the ball. There was a little stunt in the middle of the front there.
Yeah, just twist. Penetration up the middle is terrible, because that eliminates the opportunity for the quarterback to step up in the pocket as he did earlier on their first drive.
And that's twice now that Matt Schaub has gone down pretty hard.
There's the old Pittsburgh Steeler blitz where they cross the 2 inside backers. The line defensive coordinator is Terrell Austin, but Gunther Cunningham kind of lording over their defense. He loves the blitz. 3rd down, Schaub back. There's pressure from Jones and a throwaway to MJD. Now the Raiders' offensive line, the strength is run blocking, not pass blocking. They had a hard time there, but Jason Jones and Matt Schaub had no chance on 2nd or 3rd down.
No, they were coming after him.
Energized by those 2 days of practicing with the Cowboys. Schaub back, looks right now, left, throws, flag down, ball incomplete. 2 flags down, 1 on each half of the field. Rasheem Mathis covering Rod Streeter. You would think this would be a defensive violation, a hold of some time kind coach on the Lions. Here's Bill Vinovich.
Well, the flag on both sides of the field, so both outside receivers there was an infraction on whether it was against them or against the defense. We'll find out right now, but right now it's probably against the defense.
Bill Vinovich, long-time side judge in the NFL on Dick Hantak and Ed Hockley's crew, was a referee in 04. Then he had a bit of a heart condition, went inside the league office.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both by the defense. Holding, defense number 32. That penalty's declined. Illegal contact, defense number 32.
He did both.
5-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
Hannibal, known as a very physical player, former New York Jet and Patriot and Raven.
The hold was on number 23.
I didn't get both. He got just 1. Darius Slay got the other one. But they were so energized, Plunk. The coaching staff could not believe the Raider Nation taking over Oxnard. And they were flat in Minnesota last week, but they were so energized Tuesday and Wednesday. It's shocking that they're coming out flat again after the energy they had midweek.
Yeah, there's no excuses. I know the Raiders have a lot of new players, but, they've got to start coming together at some point.
1st and 10 Raiders on their 25. Jameis Alawale offset right, handoff to Maurice Jones-Drew. He got hit behind the line twice, Tom. And we talked about the strength of the Raider offense is the offensive line. The strength of the Lion defense is their front, but right now the Lions are pushing it back.
Well, the front's making a good, they're doing a good job of keeping the offensive line off of their linebackers. Tulloch made the play that time. Tulloch's a very good middle linebacker. We remember him from Tennessee.
Absolutely. 5 years with the Titans, a 3-year starter, now a 4-year Lion. Last year he had 135 tackles. Second and 13, MJD lost 3, so Darren McFadden is in. Straight handoff lead play behind Alawale. And he gets back to the 25, setting up a 3rd down and long. Khalif Barnes was out for a play, and now he's back in. They are rotating Gabe Jackson in at left.
Whether it be offense or defense, and the Raiders are making the majority of these penalties as of last week and this week right now.
The Raiders drive will be inside the 40. Matt Schaub started good well, and then the ball went through Jones's hands. He hit a ball with the interception, and now he's not getting the same protection in the pocket. He's not holding up the line is. So I think it's important they get a nice drive and try to get him some rhythm here on this series.
Yeah, certainly it's important. You know, they want to build his confidence, get him a good feel for the offense, and get the ball, you know, out to the hands of the receiver.
Raiders down 13-0 with 13:31 to go in the half. Offset on the right. There's movement on the line. Nick Fairley just came in, jumped off sides. Did the Raiders move, though? I don't think so. And Dominican Sue and Nick Fairley, their 2 former #1 picks, I think both jumped off sides, didn't they, Tom?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Whether they were drawn off, we'll find out here.
You know, and C.J. Mosley started for Nick Fairley.
And Fairley comes in, Plunk, and he jumps off sides right away. They both move, Sue and Fairley.
Yeah, and they're complaining about Fairley's weight. He's about 30 pounds overweight, and they're not real happy with him.
And he was down in the low 300s this offseason. Now he's up to about 320.
69.
And Khalif Barnes is eligible, number 69, playing as a tight end. And the Lions elected not to pick up the 5th-year option on Nick Fairley, which is really interesting. He's going to be a free agent at the end of the year. He's a former high draft pick, #1. They fake the draw. Schaub, MJD, check down left to the fullback. Reese, boom to go midfield. And he gets shoved out of bounds hard by DeAndre Levy. And a nice check down there. Schaub to Marcel Reese, Tom, for a big shot back of 10 yards. First down, Raiders.
Yeah, Schaub looking to go downfield on that one. He was looking deep to Denarius Moore, I believe. And there was nothing there. There was a big cushion underneath him, so there he goes.
And not a bad guy to get the ball in his hands, though.
Absolutely.
Marcel Reese, he can do a lot of things.
Key there is Schaub had time for him.
Yes, he did.
And was well protected. Raiders going to a shotgun now on the line 45. Schaub has MJD to his right, Marcel Reese to his left. They show blitz. Here they come. Nobody picks it up. Quick throw and a drop. Marcel Reese leaked out. Instead of blocking Kyle Van Noy, who came on the blitz, the rookie round 2 linebacker from BYU, he just ran right around him. It would have been a big play, but Marcel, so unusual for him, dropped the ball.
I think that was a hot read by the quarterback and Marcel. The linebacker came, he was going to have to get rid of it real quick. And he did. He could have been caught.
It was a catchable ball.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Marcel, a former wide receiver at the University of Washington, Tom. We haven't seen him drop too many like that.
No, he's mad at himself, I can tell that.
Ryan Leonhardt comes in at tight end, an inline blocker on the left side. 2nd and 10. Reese goes in motion, turns, goes back as a right wing. 3-step drop, throw, quick one, knocked away by Rasheed Mathis. He read the 3-step drop, Plunk, and drove on it. Almost pick-sixed it there, jumping the route to Streeter.
Yeah, and that, you know, it was well read by Rasheed Mathis. Jumped on the ball. Probably not a very good route by the receiver.
Gotta come back to the ball, don't you?
Yeah, you do, but you got to run that guy off.
Yeah.
But, you know, they haven't been running deep patterns, so there's no reason. He's probably settling and waiting for that throw to come.
Yeah, there's no reason for the defensive backs to play any defense.
Rasheed Mathis. He's a good player. Long-time Jacksonville Jaguar, a Pro Bowler, 1 year an alternate. 3rd down, shot, throws, caught by Rivera, but he's tackled shy of the 1st down. That was 3rd down and 10. It'll be like 4th down and 2.
Yeah, they're going to go for it, I think.
I think it'd be a good idea. There's no reason not to.
So they do want to get Janikowski work off the dirt. And I think that's why Jano didn't do anything last week. And the crowd's not going to like it. But the reason you play these games is to get ready for the regular season.
Yep.
Not to necessarily win the game. All Janikowski did last week in Minnesota was kick off in the 2nd half. So you got the holder issue. They have the trust back. This is a long kick here. 55-yarder, Tom, off the dirt.
Yeah, he made one pre-game warm-up right from that spot right there.
Lions just ran a 12th player off the field. Janikowski drills from 55. A flag is down. I think the Lions had 12 guys on the field. But that one Lion get off the field in time. So you could take the points off the board, Tom, and now go 1st down. I think they had 12 on the field.
Well, it depends on whether Dennis Allen's going to take the points off the board.
Well, it's good work. You kick the field goal, you know you can make that, but now let's let the offense play more. There's Bill Vinovich.
12 men on the defense. 5-yard penalty. The ball for the first down.
Now, George Johnson, the young lineman from Rutgers, tried to get off, did not. So why not? You made the field goal. That's good work.
Right.
And now you let the offense go back on the field plumb.
And run some more plays, get used to this offense.
That's what this is all about, to get set for September the 7th and the Jets. Well, he nailed that one time. Right down the middle.
And the good thing about that is that the confidence that he's building now with Marquette King, they've been working a lot before camp even started on their relationship and the holding kick.
That's a good point, because they had troubles last year.
Well, first time years, Sebastian actually flew in year back for the organized team activities in the minicamp like 2 months early. Normally, he's not senior until the mandatory camp in June. Handoff Maurice Jones-Drew. He had a ball when he plays with run so well, came in and slammed that for nothing. And we'll bring up a second down and long. Lions a good rush defense. They ranked 6th in the NFL last year, under 100 yards a game allowed on the ground. The Edible wasn't even with them last year, signed as a free agent in late March. He's a thumper. 12 minutes to play in the first half. Raiders down 13-0. Second and 10 Raiders. Shot under center, offset out of the right. Marcel Reese, the fullback, out of Maurice Jones-Drew. Now Marcel goes in long motion, picked up by a corner. Machine Matt, the shot looks left, throws, caught by Streeter. Tackled by the linebacker Van Noy. And around the Lion 30-yard line. Short gain of only a couple there.
It was a completion, but it wasn't very much of an effort to try to get down and pick up a few more yards.
Third down and 8 for the Raiders. Raiders were, when Scaub was in the game in Minnesota, were 0 for 3 on third downs. And done much better on third down so far tonight. Third down and 8 coming up. Scaub in the gun. Streeter and Moore slotted right. James Jones singled up against Mathis left. Here comes 2 linebackers and a blitz. Scaub hit as he throws. Incomplete. And a flag came in late. Let's see, it's in the deep secondary. And they ran that inside linebacker Pittsburgh Steeler top cross blitz that the Raiders did not pick up.
Yeah, they better do something about that, because they haven't done that. They haven't picked it up all night.
Hold on the Lions here.
This flag could go against Lions.
Yep.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both by the defense. Both holding. Number 28, that penalty is declined. Number 31, that penalty is accepted. 5-yard penalty, automatic.
Mathis and their nickel corner, Bill Bentley. Tom, there were 105 defensive holding violations in week 1. Bentley's in the slot against Street. They got Rochelle, he held it.
Yeah, there's no question there. He got his arm right across his chest, and you can't do that. You know, Mathis is a good player. He's a Pro Bowl player. He's played the Pro Bowl once, and I think it was an Auburn.
So Jacksonville. Will they call the holds like they're calling it now, or will they back off when the season starts?
They might back off a little bit. They're still going to emphasize it.
There's a straight drop by Scaub. There's a hold on the Raiders until the line. Scaub holding left and throws it away. And outside the tackle box to avoid the grounding. And the offensive line front, they're run blocking better than their pass blocking right now.
I'm not even sure about that. We haven't run the ball very effectively, so, you know.
Back on the 35-yard line, first and a bunch.
First and 20. On a sputtering drive. Start, stops, and go forward and move back. And there's a straight drop, a screen out to Maurice Jones-Drew. Austin Howard out to block. Jones-Drew 20. First down, Raiders all the way to the Lions 12-yard line. Beautifully executed that time. And they got big Austin Howard dropped the right guard out in space.
You don't want to get in his way as he rambles down the field, blocking for Maurice Jones-Drew. But, you know, well-executed play. Maurice Jones-Drew gets out there, dumps the ball to him. We've got 2 guys.
That's quite a sight, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Have those big guys in front of you down the field.
Jones-Drew behind that big guy, you can't even see him.
Wisniewski was out the center, but Austin Howard, a long time right tackle with the Jets playing right guard. Handoff Maurice Jones-Drew finds the crack. Bangs down to the 5-yard line. I lost the little guy there in the pile.
That's what happens with him, too. He gets in there, bungs those big guys, all of a sudden he squirts right through for much more yards.
They got a little something going here now. They get, you know, a little pick up the tempo now, and they are picking up the tempo without success.
69.
Lee Barnes back in, eligible, playing that tight end role. Darren McFadden now comes in. Greg Olson changing his personnel groups. Maurice Jones-Drew, who Greg Olson knew well in Jacksonville. Pocket Hercules, only 5'7". Second down, Raiders, and 2 yards needed from the Lion 5. Here's Darren off the left side, breaks a tackle and bangs down to the goal line. First and goal, Raiders on the Lion 1. Michael Rivera with a good block there on the middle linebacker, Stephen Tullock. Rivera, Tom, in line. Not a great blocker, to be frank, but when they move him like that, bring him off the ball and some movement stuff, he can be a very effective blocker.
Well, you can't see him coming from the other side of the formation. He's able to kick out and lead the back through the hole.
Well, that was also nice by Dave Jackson, the left guard, and Wisniewski in creating some gap.
First and goal, Raiders on the Lion 2. Offset eye, left. They give it to McFadden, and he takes it down to the goal line. Is he in or not? No, apparently not. Donald Penn begs to differ. We thought he got in. They're going to put him right up against the goal line inside the 1-yard line.
I thought he might have scooted in, but I guess not. I mean,
It's just all man blocking up and down the line of scrimmage, trying to push.
You know, the ball's on top of him. That may be worth a challenge to him. Maybe just a little bit short. He put the elbow down right up against the goal line. Second and goal from right inside the 1. Raiders trying to cut into this 13-0 lead. McFadden, the tail of the eye. Rivera goes in motion right wing. They give it to Darren off the right side. This time he's in. Touchdown, Raiders! McFadden just found a crack on the goal line, a little softness in the defense to get in there.
yeah, right up the scoop.
Well, usually there's not too big a hole down there. You got to fight your way in between some big bodies to get in the end zone.
Well, he's powerful enough. He's a powerful guy. He can move the pile.
Well, now Janikowski, who made a 55-yard field goal off the dirt earlier, and Dennis Allen took the points off the board with a 12-man on the field. We'll try a 33-yard extra point, and this one is good. Just inside the left upright, the Raiders are now within 6. Darren McFadden finishes off a 60-yard march. A little bit of a start and stop on the drive, but in the end, Run DMC into the end zone. 13-7 Lions on the Raiders Broadcasting Network.
Here we come, baby. Just win, baby. Feel the storm of the cold.